What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Airing It Out, your favorite air conditioning and plumbing podcast. I'm Dan. You know me, been here before. Welcome back, everybody. Just want to let you know today we have in the hot seat our customer care manager, Reyna. So, Reyna, why don't you start by telling them just a little bit about yourself, what you like to do, all that kind of stuff.
All right. Well, I've been in Las Vegas for about 16 years. I'm a pretty boring person overall. I'm not very exciting, but I love spending time outdoors.
Okay.
Anything involving hiking, camping. I think camping is one of my biggest passions. And my dogs. I have lots of dogs.
How many dogs do you have?
I have 5 dogs.
5 dogs.
5 dogs and a cat.
And a cat, and one's a puppy, right?
Yes.
Right
yes.
on. What kind of dogs are they? I know I've met a couple, but I haven't met 5.
Yes. So we have 3 miniature schnauzers.
Okay.
I have a German Shepherd.
Okay.
And a little Chiweenie.
That's the puppy?
No, the German Shepherd.
The German Shepherd's a puppy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and she is very much in her puppy stage right now. So.
Yeah, I've heard that she has a taste for shoes, apparently.
Yes, my shoes.
Only your shoes.
Yes.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't know. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that, but
it's okay.
I'm sure she'll grow out of it, right?
I hope so. I'm right now. I'm hiding all of my shoes that I have in the house. It's like, no, you're not.
You're hiding her snacks, is what you're really hiding.
Yes, yes. No, I'm buying her better snacks.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So you said camping's a passion.
Yes.
Do you have any crazy camping stories before we get started?
Not too crazy, but we always go camping up in Big Bear, California.
Okay.
In one of the years that we were there, we actually had a bear in our campsite. So that was a little scary.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Were you guys there, or you came back and you
No,
knew
we were there.
Okay.
It was in like the middle of the night, and we saw the outline of the bear walking by our tent.
Wow.
And you can hear like the breathing, and we're like, okay, yeah, we need to just be quiet and sit still.
That's crazy.
That
must have been scary.
It was. That was a little scary. So the next camping trip, I was kind of hesitating about going, but I'm like, you know what? No, this is good. We're
sure.
good. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Next time we'll encounter a wolf or something next time.
Yeah, something different. Bigfoot, maybe.
Yeah.
You never know. All right, so you're currently the customer care manager.
Correct.
So can you explain a little bit about what that position means and a little bit about how you kind of got into that position? I know you've had quite a path from when you first started in the industry to where you're at now.
Yes.
So
as the customer care manager, I'm responsible really for my team, making sure that my team is 100% ready to answer all of our customers' questions.
Okay. And your team is anyone who answers calls for the
that
most
is
part?
correct.
Okay.
Yes. Anybody who answers calls. And I also take care of our customers' membership.
Okay.
So any customers that have any questions about their memberships, I'm the one person to go to.
Okay.
I take a look at our customers' accounts, make sure that they're taken care of and that all of the information that needs to be there is there. I actually started in this industry as a telemarketer.
Okay.
So it was a different experience because you're really reaching out to people who are not expecting your call.
Sure.
So it's a little bit different than what I do now. But from there, I went on to being a customer experience representative.
Okay.
This pretty much meant answering customers' phone calls. And then surely, but really got to where I am now.
Sure. And those customer service representatives, that's kind of your main team right now, right?
Yes.
They're the ones who someone calls in, they're having a problem with their toilet backing up or their
AC not working.
And so you're kind of coaching and training and guiding all of those CSRs now.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. And it's one of the things that I love about it is all the time that I get to spend with them, in seeing their growth.
Sure.
In their positions from when they initially started to where they are now. It's very rewarding. But getting to this position here, it was a challenge, I think, for a lot of people. They don't consider everything that goes into being in a management position. It's like, oh, just do your job, show up to work, and you could potentially get there, but there's a lot more to that.
Right.
There's a lot of, self-investment in time, in growth, personal growth,
right,
and professional growth. So there was some investment there, and it was something that's paid off. I really
sure.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, I know that your team is, I don't know, probably one of the more happy teams that I've ever worked around before. They seem like they like being here. They have such a good culture of, they have fun when they're here working. They're always joking around, and sending gifs back and forth in the company chats, but they do a killer job.
They do.
Anyone who's ever called in before, I'm sure you guys would recognize that the team here, they do a great job of understanding that it sucks to have plumbing problems, it sucks to have air conditioning problems, but getting everyone taken care of as fast as possible. So, and obviously that kind of comes from the top. So
absolutely,
I know that's something you've imprinted on them.
Absolutely, as we have to put ourselves in our customers' positions a little bit, and maybe we haven't necessarily experienced what they're experiencing, but I'm sure we've all known somebody who has, and so it's just kind of relating a little bit of what they're going through, what we'd want to do if it was our friends or our family, because to our customers, it's really what they are.
Sure.
Because of them, we're here. So it's very important.
One thing I really love is hearing calls where someone calls in and they're frustrated because they woke up and their house is flooded, or they woke up and it's 100 degrees in the house, and they call in and obviously your team knows it's nothing personal to them. They know they didn't do anything wrong. When people call in and they're upset, but by the end of the conversation, more often than not, they're calmed down. They know someone's coming out to take care of them. They had a really great experience. And I love that change that can happen in just a 4 or 5 minute phone call.
Absolutely. It goes from, I don't know what I'm going to do, this is happening, to having that sense of relief and knowing that they've spoken to a great person on the phone. They were happy to speak with that person, and they're going to be taken care of.
Yeah. And fast.
100%.
Be out there quick.
Yes, absolutely.
So you talked a little bit already about your favorite thing about being in a customer service position. I guess more of that, you talked about a little bit from the aspect of the team.
Yeah.
What about just from providing great customer service?
I've been in customer service pretty much my whole life. One of the things that I always enjoyed about being in customer service overall, it's been helping people. I get to meet all sorts of different type of people and characters and whatnot. But at the end of the day, is having somebody that is stressed out about something and being able to help them find a solution or get them taken care of. Seeing that person happy at the end of the day, it just makes my day. It makes me happy, and I'm like, hey, I'm ready for tomorrow. Let's do this again.
Yeah, for sure. And it's obvious when you hear you talk on the phone, you hear the team talk on the phone, they all share that passion of just like wanting to help people and provide customer service, right? Or care for our customers.
100%.
So you said customer service your whole life. You've been in the industry for quite a few years. You have to have some kind of crazy customer experience story, something that was just off the wall, you didn't know how to handle. Obviously now, almost everything you do, you've done before.
Yes.
But there has to be one that just really caught you off guard.
So we get a lot of phone calls throughout the day. And this was a little bit earlier in my career in this industry. And we kept having a customer call in asking if we were wearing pantyhose.
Okay.
So the first time I'm like, is this a joke? But, I just tried to, deviate from that and try to
talk about their plumbing.
Yes, or their AC issues,
right.
Or what it was they were calling about. But it turned out it was just prank calls.
Okay.
So I was very relieved by that.
Well, that's good. That's a weird way. That's a weird introduction on the phone. Now you guys are probably not used to having to field that question when someone calls in.
It just, a few of our CSRs got that call and were like, whoa, what?
Wait, they called multiple times?
Yes.
Weird.
They called multiple times, and then it was funny because I was like, hey, I've never gotten that call, and then I finally got it, and I was like, wait.
Wow.
Whoa.
You felt accomplished. You're like, finally, it's my turn. I'm going to turn around. Are you wearing pantyhose, sir? You tell me.
Exactly.
Okay, that's a good one. That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's a very different one.
So a little bit off topic from customer service. So this is just like a sort of a random question. You're a really good cook, right?
Yes. I hear that anyway.
You brought in food before. I've had a lot of your food. I see we also have a company chat where we share pictures of food that we've cooked or food that we're eating out. Right. And you post some really great looking food. Robert, the other host, will tell you that I'm not a fan of soup. I don't like soup. I don't think soup's a meal, to be honest. But Reyna makes one of the only soups I ever have actually liked. I don't know, what's it called?
Soupa Toscana.
It's really good.
Yes.
At least the way you make it's really good. I don't know if anyone else.
Thank you.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
My favorite thing to cook? Oh, goodness. Mexican food.
Mexican food?
Yes. I got that passion from my mom.
Okay.
She loves cooking, so I just kind of took it on. But besides that, I would say desserts. I love baking.
Okay.
Like pies.
I don't think you've brought in a pie. Or maybe you have.
No, I haven't, but I'm gonna have to.
It's almost pie season.
I'm known for my apple pie.
Apple pie. And we're in October.
Yes.
October, November, that's apple pie season.
I think so. I think I'm gonna have to bring some in.
All right. I'm not gonna complain. So let's see. Did you ever think that you were gonna get into air conditioning, heating? Was that like, did you just reply to a job ad and it happened to be in the industry?
No, I never in a million years thought that I would be in this industry.
Sure.
My father is in construction.
Okay.
So I lived and grew up around drywall and construction work, but I've never in 1,000 years ever thought about air conditioning or plumbing. And so when I got into this industry, I replied to an ad for telemarketing. And I don't think I even realized that it was for air conditioning.
Okay.
I just showed up and, I have to say I'm very glad that I did because I love this industry.
Okay.
I love how it's a little different than other industries in a lot of ways, but also it seems like a close-knit community. So that's one of the things I really enjoy about it.
Sure.
I've learned a lot, and I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I think there's a lot of home service industries that you don't really think about them, right? Yeah. Until you need them. But like air conditioning, plumbing, even like stuff we don't do, electrical, roofing, like all that stuff is something you need. You don't think a lot about, but when you're able to provide those services, it's pretty cool.
Right, exactly. Right? And when I grew up in California, so our house didn't even have air conditioning, so that never even crossed my mind. And my dad was very handy, so any issues that we ever had with plumbing or anything, he'd always take care of it himself.
Right.
So I never even considered like, hey, there is actually an industry out there that's dedicated specifically to this.
Right.
So it's great that there is, that people can count on that. And
I had an idea while you're talking. In a future episode, what I'm going to do is, you obviously know more about plumbing and air conditioning than the average person. But what I would like to do is give you sort of a quiz. I'll show you a part, see if you know the name of it, or give you a name, have you identify a part from a group, something like that. I'd just be curious. You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
All right, we'll do that in the next one of the next episodes.
I like it.
So that's all that I had. I have one other question for you, but before we get to that, did you have anything else you wanted to add? Anything you wanted to tell the folks at home?
I just want to say I'm very grateful to be here. I know that my team is too. If you guys ever have a problem with your plumbing or air, call Bestairconditioning Plumbing Repair. Right
on. That's what I like to hear.
Yes.
I can say for sure that we're fortunate to have Reyna on the team as well. She's such a great member on the team, and we're really grateful to have you.
Thank you.
So before we go, do you know the name of the podcast?
The name of the podcast is Air It Out.
Airing It Out.
Yes.
So airing it out, right? I have a little bit of a different question than normal. Because you're such a foodie, you love to cook.
Okay.
What's the number one food that you make, that you eat, that causes you to have to air it out?
Ooh, that's a great question. And, a lot of people are affected by this. And I'd have to say dairy.
Dairy.
Yes.
That's a tough one.
It doesn't stop me, though.
Sometimes you got to just go.
Yeah.
You got to ice cream will always be good.
100%.
Regardless of the consequences.
Yes.
I actually heard a statistic that up to 65% of Americans, adult Americans, suffer from intolerance to lactose and dairy. So you're not alone.
I'm not.
I can't relate, but you're not alone. So that's it. That's all we had today. Thank you for joining us, Reyna. It was great to have you, and we'll see you guys next time. Don't forget, air it out.